Okay. We're back, guys. We live. Shice right in the building. It's Courtside Radio live at the Good News Radio station. We got Keith in the building in the back, just so you guys know, just in case we are a little professional today. The boss is here. Shice right is here. I got my boy, the Jewish guy. Alex is in the building.
This man's hating on me so hard. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Alex.
Celtics
here.
fan. Celtics fan is here.
Let's go Boston, baby.
I got Big Mike from the Wood on the mic.
What's good? What's good? Made it all the way through. What's good with you?
Here. The return of the guest, Mark B. He might be official, guys. We don't know. We don't know.
Oh, little girl.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
And you know, Michael the PG running the show.
Hey, of course. I gotta be it. Magic Johnson of the show.
Exactly.
I guess I make Mike Michael Cooper.
Killer Mike.
James Worthy.
Hey, he plays. Cooper's off the bench. Like, hey, come get the lock him up, bro.
I can't do all
and he gonna give you about 12 real quick.
It's Smush Parker. It's Smush Parker.
Facts.
Smush
Don't
Smush had the handles though. You said you put the ankles in the
I'm Smush
Parker.
Parker.
Smush. Hey, Kobe didn't like
That's
it.
funny.
It's okay. I'm Brian Scalabrine.
That's what I was gonna give you, but I was like, it's a scapegoat for everything.
All right, y'all. We live. We got a good show for y'all today. Welcome back. NBA is back. It's been a whole week. I know it's been stressful, y'all.
Too long. I heard a few people like almost like trying to kill themselves. And all
Bruh,
that,
I was suicidal.
Oh man,
I was suicidal. I had to go home. I just turned on the game real quick just to see the intro. I just had to see Charles and Ernie and them talking.
Man, I was looking at NBA TV watching old games.
Over Hardwood Classic.
Trying to be like, man, I need
the Hardwood Classic. I got the whole Laker thing saved for this moment.
Facts. Cause I could have watched hockey, but people don't watch hockey.
Man, come on,
get
bro.
out of here.
Bro, you're not gonna watch hockey.
I know,
bro. I don't even watch hockey.
You might as well watch soccer.
Hey, so Mark does watch hockey. So Mark, man, tell everybody, tell the fans.
There's nothing wrong. They fighting hockey. I like
Hey, hockey used to pay me, so shut up.
Yeah.
Hey.
Boom.
Cash
He
the
got
checks.
you.
Cash.
Boom.
All right, I'm out.
Hey, but Mark, tell the listeners the big news, man.
Hey, for sure. We got the new podcast coming out next Saturday, March 2nd at noon. It's going to be Sports Talk with Mark. We're talking everything from basketball, football, baseball, a couple black dudes in hockey if they stay relevant, and just some culture topics, going around all the leagues, whether it be collegiate, pro. So we got all that coming to you. It's a solo one-man show. I got some thoughts for you, and I got some insight that I think the world will appreciate.
Congrats, bro.
Oh yeah, congrats, man. We're real excited about it.
That's some good news. Good news.
That's some good news. There you go. No,
good news
no
sports.
pun intended.
We live.
That's fire. Hey, but let's get to these topics, man. It's gonna be a fun one today. So, the big thing yesterday, big game yesterday.
While we were waiting on real basketball, we like, we got the Clash of the Titans at least the day before,
Hey, it's big when 44 is in the
44
building.
with the bomber. Did you see the bomber with the stitch that said 44
yeah.
at the bottom?
Hey,
come on, man.
Swagged up in there, and
he was the first
that
one to
boy
point it out.
too hard.
It was a big moment. And then 36 seconds went by, and it was a dud.
I was in shock, bro. I sat down on the couch.
Yeah,
I was ready.
Man.
Popcorn.
I came back, and when they were losing, I was like, I expect this right now.
Yeah. RJ and Cam balled, I think 31 points for 33 for RJ and 27 for Cam, but it's just.
That's it.
You
need 30 from Zion.
Yeah, facts. Hey, facts. So. That was the big news. As you guys, if you don't know, North Carolina pretty much controlled that game from beginning to end. And the loss of Zion was huge, and it's a good thing that they're saying he's day to day, so he's not going to be out a long period of time.
What's your boy's name? May? Is it?
May from
his draft stock went up just because Zion didn't play.
Yeah,
he would have been
hooping.
irrelevant.
Facts. I agree with you. He wouldn't have been able to do much.
Come on, man.
So North Carolina, great job. You got the win on that game, which was crazy. The tickets were the lowest tickets were like $2,000, which is
$2,600.
Yeah,
was the average
that's
price.
some crap though. $2,600.
They had 10K.
They said that was more than the Super Bowl.
You got 36 seconds.
No, it was right under the
Zion
Super Bowl
Williamson.
at the average price at the end of the game.
You paid that much money and got 36 seconds of the reason why you showed up.
That's the worst part.
That's like going to a Tyson fight in the 90s, man. man. You
Fact.
got 30 seconds.
Nah, you got to see him win, though, bro.
Yeah.
You wanted to see him knock somebody out. You didn't want to see Zion
if you're a Carolina
bust
fan, then that's a Mike Tyson fight.
Oh, yeah,
but
if you do,
PG 2.5s that
you
clearly
know what you're getting
is
with a Mike Tyson fight. You know what you're getting. You know that you were going to get 36 seconds.
But you hope you get at least a round.
Hey, I was
not
a kid.
30 seconds.
I was a kid in a family. We have functions, and we turn up. Man, Mike about to go up. 10 seconds later, man, Mike fight done. You like, what? Like, man, this is crazy. But
that happened to me with your boy Davis a couple weeks ago. Like, I recorded the fight, but by the time I hit record, the fight was over.
Oh, for Javante?
Yeah.
Javante. Hey, bro, he got hands.
No, he's nice.
I like
putting in work.
He's nice. But let's hit on what we want to talk about with the Duke North Carolina game. First thing first, I just wanted to mention some things.
It's got to be the shoes.
So so the cheapest tickets according to Sporting News was $2,990. You know,
for some kids,
for some kids. But the crazy part is
they ain't seen anything.
The reason why
and they're not getting paid.
All of this has to change is because everyone was there to see who Zion Williamson,
Barack Obama.
Probably him too, because they trying to see him and say, "Please come back.
44.
We need your help.
Yeah, please destroy that wall.
We need his help." But it's crazy. Everyone came to see Zion. Zion gets paid $0. He can't sell his own autograph. He can't make money off his identity. He can't sign an endorsement deal. He has to risk 10 of millions of dollars future earnings by getting hurt, which he did yesterday. If it was a terrible injury, that would have been it. And while coaches get paid millions and the NCAA gets paid billions, guess what he gets? Free tuition to college.
No. He get free kicks.
He get the free kick.
He get free kicks. That's it.
Man, that ain't.
He gets
clearly they ain't good enough.
Hey, he got that unlimited meal plan.
Hey, clearly
he got that unlimited meal
plan too.
Hey, he had that. He had the cafeteria.
The unlimited female meal plan.
Trim too. He getting that.
First of all, he had that free.
Hey, if you watch He Got Game, he getting some of that too. So we understand.
He getting everything he need. He ain't got to worry about nothing. But bro, like that's cold.
He got a massage last night after that injury. I'll tell you that much.
Before we get into it, can I ask a question? Do you guys think that
topic?
He didn't play because he's just done? Do you think he's done for the season?
No, I just think he's actually for that game. He was hurt, and they were just like, "Let's not even test it." Yeah, let's not.
They said
risk
the parents went to the back. You think they was just like, "Nah, bro."
Yeah, they probably said, "Don't risk it this way." He loves basketball. Like he's a guy.
Back. I thought he was gonna come back like Paul Pierce on him,
bro.
Paul Pierce, yeah, but Paul Pierce was never hurt. That was all. Buddy?
And he pulled up.
Yeah,
everybody.
That was all nonsense. He was never hurt. He was just it was fake. Whenever you put on one of those Boston jerseys, a lot of BS happened, and that was BS that happened.
You're gonna talk crap about the man from Inglewood?
That's the cold part. Hey, bro.
Yeah, that's the cold part. I respect his Inglewood part of him.
Watch your mouth.
Hey, I respect his.
There's literally everyone else in here is saying the same crap, and they ain't even Celtics fans. I'm the one Celtic fan over here who's just looking at you like, really? You've been talking mad game about him off the show, and here you are, just like.
Man, he was the reason why I'm a Kansas Jayhawk fan, but once he reached the Celtics, it was a wrap.
Oh, like what the? Oh,
Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas not. Hey, but so what we want to take from the Duke North Carolina game is just the exploitation of the college athlete, man. So when you think about yesterday's game, when you think about college period, most of the college athletes in the premier sports, football, basketball, are black athletes. That's a way I looked at it. The race part involved. So you have like Zion, R.J. Barrett, Kyler Murray in football.
Cam Reddish. Don't forget about Cam Reddish.
Yeah, Cam Reddish. And just
remember that name, yo.
Yeah, just other big time players in football as well. You know, etc. And they are being forced to go to college. First off,
you have to come here.
Yeah, to play professionally. And if they do, they have to, first of all, they have to know what they signed up for, because a lot of it tells you what you're dealing with, what you're going to go through. So it's like you're kind of selling your soul to that. And I don't know if you guys heard Boogie talk earlier, but he pretty much said the NCAA is crooked and it's a bunch of bullshit is what he said.
I heard this story earlier today that was talking about how, like, the NCAA is its own form of slavery in that you're getting free money for
especially
all these schools.
for football.
Yeah,
especially for
Yeah,
football.
especially
and that's
for
the crazy
football
part.
and basketball. March
billions
Madness
and
is $1 billion
Think
thing.
about how much money these schools, Duke and UNC, made off that game. If those tickets are that much, and you have guys like Obama showing up and all these other stars who are there, you're getting a lot of money, and it goes beyond just the
And
game.
all them
Press.
checks cash, I'm sure,
All
before
of
the
it.
game started.
And guys like
Yeah.
Zion, none of these guys, they take
And then
the
the kid
risk
goes
of getting
down.
injured and then not making the fortune that they should based off of what they have potential-wise going
True.
in the future. And it's crazy to think that, like, that's the stranglehold of what American sports is right now, like, for the two top sports.
for college sports. But this is the crazy thing. So what you
Go
said about Obama's at the game, you got Mayweather, Spike Lee, LeBron showed up to watch Zion play. They're there to watch Zion, not to watch. They want to watch Duke, but they're there to watch Zion.
They're watching
RJ.
the human highlight reel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on somebody.
they want to see that. And this was crazy to me when I looked it up. Y'all know Coach K has a Nike deal.
yeah.
Yes.
That's crazy.
All
All the coaches have their
All
Nike
coaches
deal.
have Nike deals or whatever
Even
team is
Patino
sponsored.
had
yeah,
the deal
but
with
I
them.
know he had a deal with Adidas, but it's crazy to think that a coach who he has to do his job of coaching,
But
bro,
do you know how big is Nike? Like
Bro.
Coach K Nike deal and like Roy Williams, them two Nike deals on the court last night
Yeah.
from the coaches was probably nuts.
yeah,
So
I know,
wait.
insane.
Your boy Roy Williams stepped out with the off-whites, and you know he paid not a penny.
A
for
penny.
Not at all.
Fact.
What, do you got to remember what's his name? Shashevsky.
Just-
Coach K. Look, that boy. Look,
Got that money.
what you mean?
No, I know, but
He
it's
is the
just
top coach. When Kobe and them say he's my favorite coach I've ever played for when they played for the Olympic team, it's like that's the best I've ever.
But
been
you know the
coached in
difference
my life.
in the Olympics. How many gold medals he got? Zero.
No,
The
No, he has two.
coaches don't receive gold medals. You know what I'm saying?
Man, nah, you
because the
coach.
players
It don't matter.
play. The hoopers are who we want to watch.
Well, he got a.
We want to watch Kyrie play. We don't want to
he
see
got
Brad
1,000
Stevens
wins.
coach a
I'm
great
I don't
game.
get shit.
Yeah, I'll take Brad at the
I
next
know.
Olympics
Well,
though.
But I want to see Kyrie
would you rather
play.
say
I don't
Luke
get a
Walton or
damn
Brad
about
1,000
Stevens
wins.
coach
That probably
teams?
worked. Look,
Luke.
I'd be a little
Luke
sour
Bro,
about that.
all right, just keep sipping on what you got, and let's just keep on going.
But yeah, so hey, Connor would, because they, just to let y'all know when Bruce coming
cup
this
is
thing, Bruce
that's
is
gonna be a new
Dude, ask
segment.
about
That's
that
gonna be a
cup.
new
yeah,
segment.
whose cup?
is
We
this?
try Lil Wayne. If you left your cup in here, but when you came by the studio, you got to come get your cup, bro. 'cause
Who's Danny?
We don't
It
drink
ain't
that
Weezy's
purple
'cause
stuff.
Weezy get
Wait,
the,
who's
white
Danny?
ones,
Who?
the white
Yeah, we
foam
still.
ones.
Hey, so we still trying to figure out who Danny is. We gonna have a poll up, Courtside Radio story on
Mark
IG.
has no clue who Danny
Yeah,
is.
Mark really does not
he
know who
actually
Danny
doesn't
is.
know Danny.
If
So-
Danny does call in, he might find out.
He might
Who
find
knows?
out
Just
if he
block-
calls.
Just block that number, please.
Hey, but another thing that Boogie said was
Y'all
that
foul.
players in college should do what's best for them and their family, and just like Lucas said, hey, go play overseas. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that's
But
where the money is,
but
man.
that doesn't work for all of them either.
Shout
I mean,
out to
we've
Brandon
seen-
Jennings.
I was just.
We've seen guys do that, but
My
look how they
first
come
thought.
back. And sometimes, I mean, it worked. Again, Brandon Jennings
Short
went
term.
over there, and he came back still with the hype. He had the Under Armour deal, so he had the pathway to make that work.
Emmanuel Moutier.
Moody,
Yeah, but how many years in between
Yeah, he sucks now.
Brandon Jennings and Emmanuel Moutier did that happen?
It was 4 years.
But
And
if-
then
Was it
Moutier was
4
there
or was
1
it
year.
like 6?
4 years.
But I think
If more
Brandon
dudes
Jennings
do
was
it-
like a
what is
top
Moutier
guy,
doing now?
Mhm.
but like Zion,
That's the point. Neither
Zion
of
in
them
China
are.
right now would be like the god.
Yeah, but see, you can't say what his
Like
moves
they
are.
would
Starberry-
probably,
Starberry is
they
their
would
guy
probably
right
no,
now.
but they
Starberry.
will probably pay Zion like $5 to $10 million. to
Yeah,
play
for
him.
1 year.
for 1 year to play.
And then he
him.
can go
Yeah,
to the
that makes
league.
sense.
And you can't bring up guys like Moutier and Jennings and say how did their careers turn out, because they got sorry in the NBA. Like, it wasn't because they played 1 year in Europe. Like,
No,
just
they
because
was
you
just-
play,
they was exposed.
you could be you
You
could
got
be Anthony
exposed, bro.
Bennett and dominate in college for UNLV, then be the first pick and be sorry from the jump.
bro. Your boy,
Anybody
Anthony
become a
Bennett-
bust though.
Anthony
in the
Bennett,
NBA.
shout out.
the
If you're gonna
center
mention that,
from
you
North
gotta
Carolina
mention
is
the-
going to get drafted because of last night's game, and he's gonna suck.
He's gonna be
You
late
got to remember
20s.
that Bennett Halsey
No, he's
right
gonna
now
be
is
second
tearing up
round.
the G League, averaging 36 and 13. Like,
Who?
he's actually
Anthony
putting in
Bennett.
work.
Who?
Wait a minute.
You said Andre
That's why
Ingram?
you said
Anthony
UNLV,
Bennett.
and I
Oh,
said
No,
Anthony
I
Bennett.
was told, or I heard that Anthony Bennett will make a comeback to the league at some point.
I heard about that.
Yeah, and he's
He
playing
probably
really
will.
well in the G right
Hey.
now.
It's not the fact that he wasn't good; it's the fact that he couldn't translate
He
right
was
away.
lazy. At
Well,
first.
that and also, like, look, you have LeBron leave, and then you are the first pick to come in. Like, you're expected to
They're like,
produce.
"Oh, we got Bron back." Like,
No, bro. You have to let this guy develop, and there's so much pressure on these guys. Like, all the pressure that you have as being a number one pick is 55 times amplified when LeBron James leaves.
No, but all the pressure was still on
in.
Kyrie because Kyrie was there.
Kyrie was there, but think about who was there immediately after LeBron left. The first pick that they got, which was Bennett.
Yeah,
No, it was Kyrie.
No, Kyrie was there the year that he was there.
No, Kyrie didn't play with LeBron. Kyrie was the first pick.
Kyrie
So the pressure was on Kyrie because
They had the two number
Bennett
one.
But he
was
lived up to
2
the
years
hype.
after.
It was then it was
the year
Andrew
after
Wiggins
that. You're
right
right,
after.
you're right,
Yeah,
you're right.
Kyrie lived up to the hype though.
no, yeah, I know, but
Right
still
away.
they weren't winning. Hey, I wish y'all could have saw Alex's face because he was so serious about Anthony Bennett is averaging 36 points in
Because
the
he
G
is.
League.
Like, you can't
bro,
hate on
no,
this
no,
guy.
no. It's
Buckets
a
right now.
story going on in the league right
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
How
No,
good
like
he's
everyone knows it.
Hey,
Like,
do y'all remember Andre Ingram?
been. Yeah,
He was
bro.
lighting it up in the G League. Where's he at?
He's still in the
42
G
years
League.
old, bro. You can't hate
He's
on the
literally
man.
42.
I know,
bro.
That's foul. That's
Nah.
foul.
Hey, I'm a foul dude.
That man
sometimes.
had the highlight of the Lakers season last year. You're welcome. for that.
Chill,
Yeah.
bro. Wow.
That was the best story to come out of LA last season. Was him getting the call up that he deserved.
Bruh.
That was the highlight for the Lakers, though.
The highlight was we knew LeBron was coming, so we
feel
were
like
That was
chilling.
after the fact, though.
No, but we knew he was coming, so we were chilling. Like, we about to get LeBron and maybe Paul George, and we got Bron, so we was good. He was whispering. Whenever he put that jersey over his mouth and he whispered to you, that means he about to come play with you.
He's like,
Or you about to come play with him.
Bro,
Yeah.
be
So
ready to
something's
get
going
traded because that's what's about to happen.
But-
I'm about to come to LA and whip everyone's
So
ass.
just
So you gotta make your
just to
move
get back
now.
on topic, man, how do you guys feel about it? Because I think that it's people don't look at the race aspect of the exploitation of these college athletes.
It's pure.
But
That's
I
all
think
it
that
is,
is big
man.
because when you think about college basketball and college football, like 60% of the athletes are African American.
Mhm.
So it's like if you have these huge name guys, like most of the top picks that attended college, it's like NBA especially, they were African Americans, you know,
Yeah.
other than like Luka recently. So it's like they're being exploited because if you're paying all this money to go to UCLA to watch Lonzo lead that team, he's not getting none of that money. That's why you have LeVar trying to do what he did to like, let me maybe create a league because I don't want to see my son. You can go and sell a number 2 UCLA jersey at the stadium. Everybody knows who that number 2 is for. Just like
All
C.
right.
Webb with
I'm going
the
to be
Fab
that guy
Five.
to say that's like okay, I get where you're going with this, but that's kind of a bad example because at the time they were doing Big Baller Brand and he had that Facebook show. They had stuff on the side that they were generating.
No, yeah,
income
I know,
for.
but I just
Are you talking about before Alonzo got to the league or after?
Yeah, before Alonzo got to the league. They
But
had
That
he
was
a
the
Facebook
summer after Alonzo got drafted.
Yeah, he
That was
wasn't
after
on-
he
That's
got
when they
drafted.
started the shoe stuff.
They
but
started no. They started everything right after Lonzo finished playing basketball.
But they also had stuff going on in the interim where they were getting highlight deals, they were getting interviews, they were getting stuff
Oh,
going on.
because they knew it was
But
coming. He
maybe-
was smart about it. Yeah,
maybe that's a bad example because
That's all I was
he was.
saying.
Yeah, he's from Chino. You know, he's pretty. You know, they got some
He's a
good
local
boys.
guy
Yeah.
too. Like
I
there's
thi-
going to be more hype and the story's going to be amplified.
But
Yeah.
but I think to go with that example as well as the example you mentioned earlier about making players go overseas, the crux of the issue is how do we create a developmental league as well as pay the players who are predominantly black, so that way they have a pathway to go from high school or whatever junior level that they at least in
still-
America, to get to the pros, but also have that time to develop and grow both as physically, mentally, and whatever the case may be from a skill set without throwing their asses in college for
No,
Get
what-
get these college coaches to go into the G League, right, and have players.
college
sign-
coaches ain't leaving
No,
where
no,
they
but
at
here,
now.
this is what I'm saying though. If you convince some, things always start once you ramp it up. All you got to do is get one good name, and then things start rolling, right? You get one good name, and things start
but
rolling.
this is.
But
Yeah.
then you get a 2-year deal system set up.
I
where
think
players
that
can
is.
Go
I think that it's an
That's called
easy.
junior
no,
college.
no, no,
Shit.
no. But what I'm saying
it's
is, like,
an easy solution, I believe.
you have these players
it
go
that
to the
easy?
G League
I'm-
for 2 years. They get a
I'm gonna
2-year
tell you.
deal that sounds like a first-round pick type of deal. Not a top pick, but a first-round pick type of deal where they get a couple mil to go to this league to play for 2 years.
it's not a
under these
couple mil no
coaches.
more. It's like 7.
There we go.
yeah.
Still, that's all right. Well, you're only boosting my point. Players will still want to do that,
Your
and then
boy
they have
Lonzo getting
promises to
paid
go to
right
these
now.
teams in the league.
I'm gonna tell you,
Markelle getting paid.
it's real easy.
Sadly,
You need to allow guys to go from high school to the NBA.
I agree with that.
And like
Only
I said earlier, if you go to college, you know what you're signing up for.
Yeah.
So if you telling kids you can go from high school to the NBA, or if you do go to
If you're
college,
good enough.
you gotta
Right.
But if you do go to college, you gotta stay there 2 years, and you know the situation there.
Shit,
then
make them go 3.
it will be more understanding.
Nah,
'cause-
you can't make them go none.
Nah, I wouldn't.
And the
do
only
that.
reason, like I said, like back in the day, they can go to high school. The NBA and
It's an age
NCAA,
requirement. That's
like,
it.
Yeah.
like it's a big business thing. So NCAA had their chance. They couldn't keep. I told y'all. I'm sure y'all can go back on the podcast and check when I said this. They couldn't keep their stuff under wraps as far as like how they was getting the money funneled to the coaches and to the players and stuff like that.
Which will still go on.
That Rick Pitino.
It's still gonna go on, but for the most part, how it was handled had to be adjusted. But they lost their privilege of getting the top players. That's what screwed up the NCAA.
Yeah.
Because DeAndre Ayton has screwed up the fact that now you cannot get top players because now all the top players will go to the G League and get this little money.
Yeah.
Unless you can give me
Remember-
a better under the table deal than what they offering for the G League.
Yeah.
The G League gets to grow now because they gave you the opportunity as the NCAA to have these players for a year.
Cause we talked about that in the earlier.
We don't need you to
early
take these
episode.
players for
Yeah.
a year. They can go straight to the league for us.
Yeah.
Now we've created this under league like where we can be like, oh, well, we have our own one and done league.
Mm-hmm.
Now the one and done league is the G League. Then you get drafted again after the first draft for the G League.
But see,
You
I
get
wouldn't
drafted
even
again.
I wouldn't even do that. I would just be like, you get drafted to your team, and just like baseball, you can keep them on
Like
your
they're
main
doing
roster,
now.
or you can put them
call
on
them
your
up,
G League.
Like
call
they're doing
up.
now.
Yeah.
So
Literally.
that's what it's gonna be. So
And that's
either
what they were
way,
doing before.
Yeah, but you can. And what I'm saying is now.
so are we
since-
gonna advertise the G League draft?
They're
but
advertising
you
it
don't-
a lot
no
more.
advertising.
But that's the thing. You wouldn't do a G League draft. What you would do is have the NBA draft. So if you remember the last year you had of high schoolers enter into the league, you had a bunch of high schoolers go, and a lot of them were drafted even second round and stuff like that. And it was no G League, so they just sat on the bench and they
No,
couldn't.
G League was around. Just wasn't as many teams.
Yeah, it just wasn't as so. It wasn't as big of a
Yeah,
thing.
now they next year they
I
will
think every
require-
team now has
every
one.
team has a
Yeah.
Everyone has
so
a farm
now
system.
it's a much bigger form system. So now you can draft a high schooler in the second round,
But that
and
just
place
shows
them
you
on the
that
G
was
League.
coming. Why would everybody need a farm?
Shout out
system?
Devontae
Yeah.
Burton.
Yeah,
OKC.
yeah.
Like it's just,
Devontae Burton.
is
it's,
Yeah.
a, it's a
Exact-
big money
he's a
scheme. It's a
perfect
big
example.
money setup, and like I said, technically college screwed it off, and
Because
They
the
messed up
honest
with-
truth is, as a player,
they had a straight federal investigation.
About
growing,
nothing.
yeah,
Somebody was messing with a Fed, and she got mad because you cheated on her. And
exploited,
she
his-
exploited everything, and he was like, "We going after y'all now."
Man.
But that
telling
I
you.
think that
It was a girl.
because a lot of kids, to be honest, a lot of
They let a girl get in.
hey, we can't say that. We might start getting a whole bunch of calls. If y'all don't say that,
Oh, not saying like anything
Bring 'em
against
on.
the woman.
Yeah.
The man was in love, and he hurt a woman, and it's
Yeah.
all
I'm
his
lying
fault.
less.
but
You're an idiot.
When a woman's fed up.
but what do you think
Exactly.
about what do you
And
think
better-
about?
that- I appreciate it.
So what do you think about kids who growing up? They're like, okay, my dream, my first thing I want to do is I want to play for UCLA. Then I want to go to the league. If you
That's
just
a great dream.
no, yeah. But the thing is, like,
Nah, I want to play for the
if-
South Bay Lakers and then go to the league.
yeah, but if you like, I just want to, so because some kids actually do want to go in college and play. I want to go play for Coach K. I want to play where, I want to play at North Carolina where
They'll still
Jordan
have
played.
it because it's for one. The rule is that there's only a certain amount that can go,
Yeah,
and then that still leaves the potential and the other kids that might choose to go. And then you're gonna get those kids, like I said, who got the offer under the table, who's like, yeah, I know I could go to the G League right now and be a top pick, but I'm gonna go play for Coach K or Roy Williams. And then Danny
we got a
probably
caller.
called.
Yo, what's up, man? Thanks for calling in to Courtside Radio. State your name.
There's hella reverb.
Man, that's Alex, yo. Alex, hey, man,
He didn't get away from his mic. He should have told me to turn his mic
Yeah.
off. What a loser.
Larry Bird
if
fails
you would have had
again.
on the headphones, you would have known.
See, this is why the Celtics won't win this year and they're losing.
But that's
because
he's down right now to
Yeah.
Milwaukee, so he's like trying anything.
So he's upset.
You should see his face right now, guys. I
Hey.
gotta go live on IG for this
Man,
because
for
this
real.
guy is upset.
Upset. This
He
is
lost to the
terrible.
Lakers and now
currently
to
in
the
the playoffs?
Bucks.
Who's currently in the
79-71. Yeah, we're gonna be there. Don't
Who's
you?
currently
Hey,
in the
when's the last
playoffs?
time you beat the Lakers?
Last year.
Last year.
So, hey, but so you saying I just want to get you guys' opinions on how you think you can fix this. I think eventually you gotta you have to pay these athletes in college. You have to allow guys go straight to the league. So if they do go to college, they're deciding that, okay, I know if I'm gonna get money, it's gonna be a little way less, but I get to play in college, develop my game 2 years, and then enter the draft. What about you, Mark? What would be your idea to fix the exploitation of college athletes?
I mean, I think going back to the way it used to be as far as letting kids come out of high school, and I mean, yeah, you have your 6 to 10 that are actually going to make it in the league, or at least get drafted in the lottery picks, so 1 through 14. Let those guys go, and then everybody else that really wants to go to college and have the college experience, play for a couple years, attempt to win a national championship. Let those guys go, because at the end of the day, it'll make college basketball more exciting because we'll actually have the ability to get to know the players and see their names on a consistent and repetitive basis. The guys that want to go to the league, let them go. And if they need to go to the G League and develop, then the NBA can handle that.
Yeah.
I think at this point, it's that or you pay everybody and still make them go to college.
Yeah.
It's one or the other.
I agree. I like those. What about you, Mike? What would be your way of fixing this problem?
I was just going to say pay the players if they do go to college, but the way the NBA and the G League are connected right now, that's perfect for how it for the high schoolers if it does transition over to the 18-year-old, new limit.
Yeah.
Shout out Master P.
Okay.
No limit on me.
Yeah, I'm just saying new.
Nah,
You got the new no limit, you feel me?
Let's do it. LA style. But no, yeah, I agree. Doing it that way, using the G League as a form system. What about you, Mr. Sad Face over there?
Get out of here, man.
Poor Boston Celtic fan. Do you guys want to see his face again? It's just so sad right now.
It's all right, man. Hey,
I'm not going to show it.
This is just how my dad looks at me, like an old Jewish man just looks at you. It's like soulless.
Hey, but this will let you know.
You have no soul.
The same, like Craig's daddy
ginger.
told him, you win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. All right, just to let you know.
But
just like my Pats did against your Chiefs this year.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
talking about old
we're talking about basketball.
Yeah,
bro.
but still, we're 2-0 against
Football
LA
season's
this year.
over.
Yeah, get out of here.
Who's
All right.
2-0? The Celtics?
No, the Boston City against the Los
hey,
Angeles.
meet us in the finals.
Or, well,
No,
Boston, Massachusetts
you're 2-1.
versus California.
No, you're 2-1. You lost to the Lakers.
Yeah,
Bro, that was one game. I'm talking about championship series.
we gonna see y'all
anyway.
again.
All
But
right,
come on.
all right. We'll
you were talking
continue
about
this.
like
So
wins and cities.
the-
so I was
the system.
Suck it slow. All right, go ahead.
Oh, he's terrible.
Look, the series in terms of college sports and specifically with college basketball, we can all talk about all these fixes being easy, but it really isn't. Like the G League thing, I like the idea, but the problem is people still view the G League as to a lesser degree than they view overseas basketball. The fact that overseas basketball is still viewed higher than a system that's in place in this country says a lot, because players are still willing to go overseas and play and earn money there, which is fine.
The EuroLeague is probably the number 2 thing in the world.
And that's good.
NBA, EuroLeague,
that's all good.
college basketball.
And part of that is because these places are willing to actually pay out dough for these guys to come through more so than they could get in the G League, which is fine. I get it. That's just how certain systems work.
Yeah.
But if we're going to talk seriously, players should get a piece of the pie in terms of what revenues they're bringing in for college, but they won't because it's unfair, and that's how the system works.
Brogdon just blew out his shoe like Zion.
Did he actually blow out
Nah,
his
he
shoe?
didn't blow it out. It fell off.
This is 2 nights in a row. By the way, everyone, go
Nike again.
Go to your local shoe stores. Make sure to check the shelves in the next couple of days. I swear to God, Nike shoes will be on those shelves and selling at high discounts. Just a shout out for that one.
For the low, PG's for the low.
Nah, PG still gonna make his money. But what you
There's that highlight again.
So Zion, what's your thought,
2.5's
bro?
coming off.
trying to hoop in them,
Technically,
How can you help that?
You walk around in
Technically,
them.
I think it's fixed. Like I said, the NCAA screwed up. They let everything go bad, and now NBA is taking over again. Mm-hmm. So this year we're going to start with the whole, let's try the system out with the U.S. thing and pay them, the max of this amount. Eventually it will be exactly like baseball. You will get drafted into, the minors. You will get paid a ton of money based off whatever the company whatever the team wants to pay you. It's probably not even going to count towards a salary cap, and they'll probably figure that out with the next CBA. But you can eventually you're going to either be able to go straight to the league again, or they're going to go to the G League and they're going to pay you whatever the hell you want.
Do two-way deals too. I've been loving the fact that they've been giving.
Yeah, I like
the
that.
two-way deals, and there's another one called like the. I forgot what
And
it
you
was
can
called.
do that with
because
these
we had
young
the
guys.
kid from UNC on it, the point guard. But it's
There's
like
a multi-year deal. There's a 2-year deal,
and then there's like
something else.
another
And then
like
there's
G
a-
League deal with the potential of turning into like an NBA.
Because
NBA
I think
contract,
of
yeah.
like Monte
It's
Ellis.
just the value of it. They can't keep so high right now, is what I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
So eventually it'll get.
But
there.
if you're doing it the way baseball does it is, if I draft you the 10th pick out of high school, like so when the Lakers drafted Bynum, if they feel that he wasn't ready, you could have just said, "Hey, this season Bynum, we're gonna pay you 10th overall, pick money. You're just gonna play all your games in the G League, so you can develop, and then next year you're ready to go."
And
That's
then
what the
ano-
Celtics did with Taylor
But another
Rozier.
thing that goes
Yeah.
on in baseball, and what will turn like if we haven't noticed,
Baseball is too many. It's double A,
but
single A,
but the
triple
thing about it is like if you
Triple
haven't
H.
noticed with the NBA, like the NBA is a year-round sport.
It's time to play the game.
It's the news is big. All the
got that.
things that go on in the NBA, like they have taken over like the media aspect of sports. So it's like eventually we'll have a month during the season where all your G leagues can get called up.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it'll be like who's getting up.
mandatory.
And
Like a
not
mandatory
even like
March.
mandatory, but like in baseball, like in June is
Yeah,
when like you get the first
towards
call
the end of
up,
the season.
and then like August, so it'll be like we're bringing in Zion in like March, and it's like what or like
So would you-
right after the deadline it'll be like the
But
G
yeah, they
League
bring up
call
their young guys.
or
'cause
like
you-
right before
Would you
Yeah, I
agree then,
like
like
that.
post All-Star break? That gives them the
post
entire-
All-Star break, but that's what it is. That's what I'm saying. So like right now, post All-Star break would be like, so who's getting called up from G League because it was quiet for
RJ
that
Hunter
whole
just
week.
got called up for today's game because Hayward's out.
I used to love Hunter, bro.
I know, man.
Like I was really rooting for that kid.
Dude,
Yeah,
and
sure.
I still root for him. Like I'm
Man,
so
he's
glad
gonna,
he has a second chance.
He's still
with
getting
them.
a shot. Like everybody's gonna get a shot, but
and
I
if
hope
that's
he
the
gets
case
in.
too, though, that means you have to make the NBA draft bigger than just 2 rounds. So that way you
100%.
can truly draft into your team and also create your farm system. So now you have maybe 4 rounds potentially,
3 to
with-
4
with
rounds.
But-
maybe
Or you do
5
two separate
picks.
drafts.
You
do
know,
two separate
you can
drafts.
keep it. You can keep it because what they do now is second round is all what players. We just gonna draft players who get stats.
But that goes with the amount of kids that they said could be on that list that could get drafted. So what is it, like 50 that are on the USA list?
Yeah,
If it's 50 or like 30 or
that's
whatever,
between
all-
30 and 50.
That's
if
all
it's
you
between
need.
30 and
Much.
50, those kids will also get added to the NBA draft. And that'll extend the
You see-
round, so it's probably 30 because that's a whole round. Right?
You don't
Yes.
just you don't
Is it-
just
how many
want-
teams in the league? 30.
It's 30 teams, but
So
it's
60
also 30
players
30
drafted.
players. Everybody gets a G League player.
Yeah, but
Potentially, unless you draft it all.
You just
unless
don't
you trade
want-
all your
You
damn
could
draft
do a
picks.
bonus pick.
But some
I'm just
people-
saying, like,
Yeah.
if you're gonna add 30
Yeah.
players, the
Yeah.
30 players will be G League
Hey,
players that you add to the
some
draft.
guys
Yeah.
don't need to be drafted and they need to go and prove themselves overseas to prove themselves more.
But why,
Oh,
go
no,
over,
go-
but why go overseas if you could just stay here and
Oh,
just
yeah.
be in
If
the
you
G
go,
League?
if
But
you
that's
go
what I'm
get
saying.
a check in a G League, I'm cool with that.
If you make the G League better,
but
then
if they're offering more in Europe,
But
Yeah.
that,
yes.
but that
if they're
does make the G
offering
League
more
better
in
because
China,
now
yes, go
guys
play with
that
Mike
are-
Beasley.
I wouldn't like them to add like an extra round. I just think that instead of them just taking foreign players
would you?
that
They
they
can add an
stash,
extra
I
round.
think
But would
to
you
go on
rather
top
see
of
them
what
go
you
to
were talking
college
about,
Let
and
it
forget
happen.
about
I think
them?
these guys should add something to
We'll
the
go straight
contract.
there.
So, like, if these players do get drafted to teams like the G League draft, but they get an offer overseas to make money, and let's say it's within the range of the end of that contract here at the G League.
Nah, don't keep rules against that because it's gonna be a battle.
I
between
think-
I think that'd be cool. Like
I think
they
you
have
have to
your
make a grown
rights.
man decision.
Well,
Like,
no. I think these teams, if you go overseas and you prove yourself right, and the team wants you,
Yeah.
they should have your rights and be like, "Yo, we want you to come over and play now. Like, are you down to come through? If it's a call,
hey, that's dope
Okay.
because
that's what I
That's
think.
legit.
That's cool.
I'll take that.
and like you have a deal between you and that like maybe say if that player goes to EuroLeague and he's playing and you have a deal between him and the NBA to where it's like anytime
no,
they
Or the
Not
Chinese
even,
league.
no. That's what I'm saying. Like, not with an NBA team, right? It starts off, you get drafted by a G League team, but it's affiliated with an NBA team.
but I don't like that. I
No,
don't
no.
like that.
All right,
being
wait. Let
drafted
me
to the
explain.
G-League.
Let me explain. You get drafted to a G League team, but you go overseas and you're playing. Whatever team that's affiliated with the G League team. So let's say it's the Austin Toros who are associated with the Spurs, right?
Yeah.
This guy gets called by the Spurs going like, hey, you're on their roster. We have your rights. Do you want to come over and play ball and sign with us?
In
They come
Europe.
over. He comes back from Europe to play on the Spurs roster.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So the team that's associated with the G League team has the
So
bird right.
You're essentially saying implementing European rules here because that's what they do.
Yeah.
It has to be. It had. Well, I mean, they have the Basketball Without Borders program now.
Yeah.
So like,
And then
Eventually-
they're creating
That's
that
true.
league in Africa. those 12 teams.
eventually, all this will be one big league of just basketball. It'll be like the FIBA
One big
league.
family, yeah.
But I mean, that's what the U.S. is. So like, they're already telling you that the FIBA list of players is the players that we go by that goes to the league. So that already tells you right there.
Look,
who's gonna?
Let me ask you this then.
Be in charge of this.
Kind of
Before we move on, this is the last thing on this topic.
All right. Do you think the NBA will go global in terms of a giant league before the NFL? Because the NFL is talking about having a team.
Oh, yeah. The NBA is taking
100%.
over, bro. The NBA is done.
Easier access to
I don't
the
think
game.
it's ever going to be a way where I don't think it's ever going to be a time where you have the Lakers playing against the London whatever.
No.
not like
But
that,
but it'll be the
Memphis.
Lakers versus Celtics in London.
Oh yeah, they already do that.
No, that's
It'll
what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a team in
No, but I
London.
don't like.
They won't do that.
They're talking about
Players-
next year
players
having
won't wanna
having
live
games
that
in like China
far.
and stuff like that.
Players won't want to live like, bro, I got to live in China just to be on this team. Like, bro, I want to be in the States, you know? So I don't think that'll happen. But that's a topic that's really huge, man. We could talk about all day. I'm pretty sure at a lot of barbershops, they probably talking about it, why people getting their fades or whatever. But to move on, Courtside Radio once again with the starting five. Well, we got our boy Mark in here today.
Yeah.
Man, we having a good time. It's getting real up in here, and we going to another real topic. So for you hoop fans, you already know about the major moves that's going on. Big time players doing big time things, and you have James Harden, 30 straight games of 30 points, which is ridiculous.
Overrated.
Which is
Overrated.
crazy. He's right behind Will Chamberlain, who has 65. No one's catching him ever. And then you have Mr. Russell Westbrook
The
losing
triple-double.
himself, the triple-double king, Mr. Triple-Double. 10 straight triple-doubles. So my question for you guys is, what is more impressive to you?
Westbrook, come on.
Triple double.
Yeah, dude. And look at what Westbrook's doing, all right? I'm going to put it in perspective. Where is Westbrook's team right now in the standings?
Yeah.
Where is Harden's team?
Yeah, that's
You can be a one-man wrecking crew and average 36 points on a season, and even if your teammates are injured,
But Harden hasn't had Paul George, who's top 3 MVP candidate.
it doesn't
right
matter,
now.
though. Westbrook's been averaging a triple-double now for this will be the 3rd season, and we've always said Westbrook's been a hinge for his team. This is the year where it's like, oh, crap, he's playing at the triple-double level.
I agree.
And the team is that good.
And that player, that the secondary all-star or the first secondary all-star, whatever you want to call him, is playing however the hell he wants to play.
Yeah,
He's
28
not getting
points.
in
It's a
the way
free-flowing system.
of Paul George. Oklahoma's good, bro. Like,
Just imagine if
they're good.
Just
I
imagine
hate it,
though if
and
Russell
we
was
beat them. So let's go.
No,
What
first
if, what
off,
if Russell was playing
No,
this way
don't
though?
do this. Don't do this. You're going to mention KD on this.
Oh
one.
yeah.
And that's the thing. You
I
can't.
want it. No, let's go.
No, I was gonna say,
Come on, Mark.
just imagine if Russell was playing this way with KD, like how good they would be.
They
It's
weren't
mentally,
meant
bro.
to play together. That's the
Mentally,
thing.
bro, he wasn't
KD
ready.
and Russ were 2 different players, all right? Look, and I get there's player chemistry that goes into this. Paul George is the player that has the chemistry that Westbrook needs to play at this level and for this team to be that successful. Don't get me wrong.
Nah, Russell just took a step back. He didn't do that with KD
Slight
because
step. He now understands that that's what I'm saying, though. They have the chemistry to understand that. Westbrook didn't understand it before. Now
'Cause
he
he was-
does
yeah, I
have
know.
it.
Right, that's the hypothetical.
But he's
though.
saying if
What
he would have
if?
did it with KD, they probably have a championship or
But we
2 right now.
can't.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
they
can't.
had the championship that year.
Yeah, they would
They
have won
just
that year.
screwed
Yeah.
it off, and
That
then
Nah,
was
K-
bold.
Shout out
they
to
would
Miami.
have went the next year, but they
Yeah,
screwed it.
but
James
KD
Soft.
left.
James
But-
Harden went from James Soft.
Hey, so Mike, who you got?
James
What's more
Softon.
impressive to you? So it sounds like are we all unanimous with Russ?
I'm going unanimous with Russ on this.
Yeah,
one.
I'm Russ all
That's
the way.
10 straight. You feel me? Like,
Yeah.
I just know that like I've seen Harden put up these numbers and they're losing before CP got back.
Exactly.
They
He
got
travel
they're
a
getting
lot, so I don't
Capella
fucking-
tonight, and like he travels every time.
No, they start losing
But,
with. They're 4-4 with
but
CP.
he break you off, but he will travel.
But
So-
it's not even that. I just like I said, I understand because one thing about Russ's game you have to understand is he's playing terrible right now.
As far as his
Percentage-wise,
He is.
his efficiency.
shooting-wise.
His efficiency is
Exactly.
terrible, but
His
he's
shooting.
understanding how to make an impact on the game.
I can do other
ways.
things.
And
Yeah.
their team
And
overall.
it's not like he does like stat hunt but for the most part, like, he's understanding how he can just be effective.
He can stat hunt, right? But look at where the team is. That's the thing I always go back to. We all agreed that he stat hunts, right? And there's always people that say Harden, him, and Rondo stat hunt to some degree and to verity in today's game.
Some of it with Russ, some of it is just the way of today's NBA.
And that's the thing.
Is that with stretch 4s and stretch 5s, if your 4 and 5 is at the 3-point line, your bigs have to guard him. So when they shoot, it's a long rebound. Guards, it's easier for them to go get it. So that's why Russell, he's since he got into the league, he was one of the
monster.
Yeah, he was one of the best rebounding guards, and he just attacks the glass like a monster. And
he's willing to do it.
Yeah,
and that's the thing for me. Like, look, this is no disrespect to the Russ, KD, Harden teams or the Russ, KD teams, right? No disrespect. They were great, fun to watch. They were always top in the West, right? But this is the true team that we're now seeing. Russ is old enough, understands. He's flourished into the player that we think he'll be for the next couple of years, right? Like, we can all say that whether or not he continues a triple-double streak for the next couple of years, he will still be almost at a triple-double level for the next couple of years, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
That is where he is, not ceiling-wise, but this is prime Russ. This is prime Russ, okay? Now you paired him with Paul George, who's really in his prime, fully done with that leg issue, come back to form, killing it, and he's paired with the right guy.
Would you call this his Paul George's prime, though?
Yeah,
right now.
This is definitely his prime.
This
not
is
as
his
far
best
as
year
athletically, but
why wouldn't it be
I
his
say
prime right now?
athletically.
No,
This
I'm
is
just
his
saying,
best
like,
year statistically, too.
No, I'm saying I can understand
His maturity as a
statistically.
player.
That's what I was like, but I'm like,
What is he, 27? 28?
no, it has to be like 29 or something like
He's
that.
28, but you have
He
to
ain't
understand
30.
also he
Yeah,
had,
I'll check it out.
27,
he had a
28.
he had a year out.
Yeah, with that injury.
His prime is a year suspended.
He's 28 years old.
28.
He's 28 years old.
But hey, because he's talking about when he was with Indiana, he was much more athletic. But now he just
It's
figured his
different,
game out.
too, man.
You know, it's
Nah,
like young.
man.
It's
Watching
like,
him play is
Watching him
special.
against Miami, too.
just
Indiana, Miami, that series.
Just
Because I was like, back then it was more so he
right
would take
now,
over.
watching him play and just the stuff he's able to do
You know what?
consistently, as far as like at a high level, and like he's doing like video game stuff
You know what?
at a high level, and you're not watching because Paul George is
No,
like
it's not.
six-
It's not.
Somewhat
It's not.
close.
He's
that.
6'9", bro.
I'm saying it's more so. It's just more fluid now. That's all it is because it's nonchalant when he does it. So I'm
It's
like,
too
when he
easy.
dropped 43, and it's like, bro, hold on, wait.
He's pulling up like threes, just jumping over people.
Exactly, but I'm like,
It's not
but,
on balance.
But back then it was more of a I'll take it over. Now this is my game. I can just do what I want whenever I want.
No way. Oh, my God. Y'all didn't see it? Kyrie did a behind the back.
Kyrie is sick.
In the back
Uncle
court.
Drew.
You missed it.
Hey, but
Oh,
my
damn.
God.
Y'all about to lose the
Hey,
Giannis.
so
Let's go.
Fuck all y'all for seeing it.
Hey, I'm with you guys as far as with Russell, but just to show a little opposition for when it comes to Russ and the triple doubles. Do you guys agree scoring 10 points in the NBA is easy if you're a great player like that?
Great player, yeah.
Or a good
You're a
player.
great player. If you're a good
because
player,
you get the
If
shots.
you're a good player and you're a starter in NBA, you should average 10
you
points.
should
a game.
average 10. He should average 20.
yeah,
All
you're in the NBA.
So for
Yeah,
Getting
D'Angelo
paid
Russell
that money and
averages
you're a
20.
starter. You're not
Like
getting paid to
D'Angelo
be a
Russell
starter
averages 20.
and
No.
not get 10
Unless
points.
you're
yeah,
better.
so you can go. Wait, so hey, what you say?
So we give Lonzo a pass.
We don't talk
Bro,
about
you
that,
gonna get
brother.
stomped out up in here. I don't care who you are right now.
Hey, but so
Killer Mike broke the
hey,
mic.
Russell can score 10. So when it comes to getting assists, when you have a guy averaging 28 points, you should be able to get 10 assists with him, and then you have Steven Adams.
Steven Adams, easy money.
You got show. So that's 10.
And your boy Ferguson is balling.
Yeah. So his team is
He
playing
has
well
literally
around him.
He has replaced your boy. What's the defender?
Roberson.
Roberson.
Yeah.
But Roberson couldn't make them shots that
Hey,
Terrence Ferguson
so
made.
you have all these pieces playing well. So that's your 10 points, 10 assists, and then we already know that they allow him to get the rebounds and the bigs. Like I said, the NBA, the stretch bigs, it's for guards to go and get rebounds. That's why guards are averaging 6, 7, 8 rebounds. Where it's like,
like Lonzo.
yeah, like Lonzo. So it's not. I'm not saying it's easy to get a triple double, but I think that it's much easier in today's game. So that's why he's able to get them so much at ease. And when I look at Harden, so I look Hoops Nation, shout out Buster. What's up, bro? So it had total dribbles, right? So Paul George has 8,267 dribbles. He averages 28.7 points. Steph Curry, 12,532 dribbles. He averaged 28.6. Anthony Davis, 3,687 dribbles, 28 points. 10,752 dribbles for KD.
Who number one on that
27. Number one, James Harden. He has 29,000 dribbles. So that means he's working for all of this
dribbles
stuff.
or travel?
Dribbles.
Well, he brings the ball up, then he does the full 15-second dribble at the top of the key.
Then he
But you-
travels.
you don't-
ISO,
like,
but you
pass,
don't
give me the ball back. ISO,
You don't
ISO,
think
pull up.
teams are really like, bro, all we have to do is stop him and we win, and they can't. And he's just still scoring
was
30,
travel.
40, 50 points.
No, I'm
which
not-
is amazing.
I don't-
30 straight game. The closest to that was Kobe 02-03 where he had 16. You know?
I'm
even
not
done with the year.
discrediting Harden
Yeah.
and what he's doing, but what Harden is doing is like what is required of him at the moment.
Yeah.
And like he's getting all the touches. He has the ball the entire shot clock. Like if you sat there and gave me the ball, if I could probably put up 20, 30 footers during the game, I'll probably make 3 or 4.
Yeah, but that's tough to
If
shoot.
you let me do it, I mean he's worked on his craft his whole career. Like if you allow him to just stand at the top of the key and dribble and shoot,
But you know how tiresome that is to be dribbling, shooting,
bro, work out.
initiating the offense.
He's got more in shape.
I don't give
Bro,
people credit
he
who have
drink-
free gym memberships
But
all
he
day.
drink Henny and all y'all know he
I'm
be going up.
over that. You can't tell me you like, oh, I'm in shape. You better be in
Time
shape,
out.
bro.
First of
All you do
Allen
is work out.
Iverson is a testimony to it does not matter. What
No,
you
yeah, I
have
know,
to
but
drink.
he's
He's also an exception.
Hours,
James
a couple
Harden
deep.
is actually
hours.
playing some defense. So it's so tough to score 30 points
Al.
all the time
Big
the way
Al.
that man is doing it.
Alex is not paying attention to this podcast right now.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
he-
dude,
really
you not
not.
see
because
what's
the
going
Celtics
on?
are struggling.
Yeah, you
guys
against the
might
top
lose.
team.
The league MVP has the ball right now. Damn, God.
Ooh,
Good pass.
Pick it out.
Knockdown.
Give it up,
One more,
Giannis.
swing.
Also,
Middleton.
boom.
I told you it was in.
Let's go,
All-star.
Milwaukee.
We got it to the mill.
Oh,
Hey, we hate Boston no matter who they play.
I don't care who's playing Boston right now.
But
go
yeah.
Milwaukee Bucks.
So, hey, I agree with you guys. It's unanimous that Russell,
Russ.
what he's doing is the better feat.
of course.
When you wake up tonight at 2 a.m.
I just think
and
that-
you look in the corner and you just see me looking at you like, what the hell is wrong with you?
Do you
Just,
need
just
it?
you might
beware.
need that. You might need that.
Yeah,
actually,
hey, we got
Alex.
whiskey
You
for
might need
Alex.
that.
I got
Just in
some
case
single
Boston loses
single
this
malt
game.
scotch for you.
Hey, so
Yeah.
Russell feat is the biggest one, the better one, but I think that we kind of underestimate exactly what Harden is doing because, man, to score 30, to do that in Park League playing against bums, to score 30 every
NBA.
night for 30 straight time, 30 straight games, and everybody's like, we stop him, we win, and he's still doing it. Bro, that's tough.
No, I think Russ
No, I think Russ is more
doing
impressive
what he's
too.
doing because Harden's not spending any time on D. He stopped
He's playing
passing
enough
the
D.
ball once this happened.
Yeah,
So if he's
but his
telling
assist total is still like 7.
it's 7.
Dude,
It's
still,
7.
Russ is averaging a triple-double 3 years in a row. I'm not going to
No, we're
let
not
this
talking about
go.
the 3 years. Talking
But
about
my
the
thing
10 games.
My thing about the Harden thing is that now if he was averaging
dominoes?
35 and
what I was
10
looking-
assists
Shout out.
and making Fareed and all them way better and they're in the same role and it's looking like nothing changed with everybody out.
Yeah.
It looked like a lot of stuff changed with everybody out. And I'm not saying it's not
He
supposed
got
to.
Capella back
Taking
tonight.
all
He gonna have.
fades.
We got.
Bro,
CC.
we
know.
expected Harden and the Rockets to be top 2 or 3 in the West.
But we didn't expect Capella to go down, Chris Paul to go down.
We didn't expect OKC to be top 3 in the West.
We expect them to be.
I put
Top-
them at 4 or 5.
I would say I
4 or
said
5.
5.
So
I said
right now,
5 after the Lakers.
They're just
'cause we were
one
gonna be
seed
at
up.
4.
They're just one seed
Yeah,
up.
but they're still breaking expectations, and the Rockets are underwhelming.
Yeah, but you're talking about.
But who are they spearheaded by?
We're talking about the
These
10 straight games of triple doubles in the 30s. You have to put in to context. He's doing it because he has no Chris Paul.
He has nobody else to do anything. I
he
get
doesn't
it.
have the same
But Russ
offense
does
as
it
last
so.
year.
Russ does it so effortlessly, and these teams are winning.
Yeah.
Not all those games where Harden is dropping those ridiculous numbers. Look at that fucking 56. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. Look at that 55, 56 point
But most
game
of those games they
against
were
the
winning.
Nets. The 55s.
Most of those games they were winning.
What?
Jump
Wait,
ball.
wait. What?
Jump ball.
Most of those games they were winning. But
Because they were
So,
winning
hey,
last time he looked.
Hey, so Russell's feet was a bigger one. That's the one that we choose. We think that the 10 straight triple doubles was big. All my guys are distracted because Milwaukee
I'm
about to
listening,
get this
man.
money.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm listening.
We're here for the
I'm
listeners.
listening,
Nobody
gentlemen.
cares about these
Kosher.
bugs.
Let's go to
Just
the
watch
next.
them.
Let's go to the next topic, bro.
Yeah, so next topic. So the season is the second half. We got 25 games left.
Yeah.
So we're now looking ahead. So this is what this topic is. It's us looking ahead to the season. So things that we were looking at, will the Lakers make the playoffs? Which players will perform well in the second half? Which teams will make a run? So we have to we just want to discuss that. So of course we're going to go to our Lakers.
Right away.
Lake Show.
Do we think they make the playoffs?
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
definitely. You're not gonna ask a Laker fan to see if
No, we're gonna ask. We're
No,
gonna
yeah, but
ask the,
unbiasedly.
exactly. We're gonna
But
ask
unbiasedly?
an unbiased person.
Unbiasedly, I still think that because I'm obsessed. I've listened to podcasts and shit, and like our schedule, the way it's built,
It's not favorable.
it's not favorable, but it is.
We got LeBron. He's
Like
supposed
our
to-
next 4 games are against like the Pelicans twice.
the
And
W's.
then we got Houston tonight, the Pelicans twice, and like somebody else to where we can win like 4 to 5 games that we play next. Like, okay,
yeah.
that's a start.
Cool.
Then we play like some tough teams, but we play a lot of bums in between. We got to win those games.
But if we start off well, we as the Lakers,
We go on 18-7.
yeah. If they get, that's what I said. I said 18-7. I said 17-8. 17-8 will get us in because I think the Clippers are trying to.
Yeah, we play the
Clippers are
Clippers
still
as
in
well.
right now.
Yeah, Clippers are
They
number
gonna
8,
fall
but I
off.
think
They don't want to win.
they're just working with their young guys and wanting them to develop like wins and losses to them is important, but then it's not.
Close
And
to the
then-
end of the season, they be like, "Hey, y'all got to get out the playoffs."
Yeah,
now.
then the Kings just don't have the experience. I think that they're going to lose some games that they should have won just because of the inexperience.
right
And,
now.
yeah, I actually,
I mean, they got Harrison though.
they got Harrison, but that ain't enough.
He wasn't paying attention. He was drinking Henny.
On my other podcast, Don't At Me, with this guy that I do a show with, I said that the Lakers will be the 7th seed. I think they will catch the Spurs. I just think the Spurs.
Fall off.
Yeah, I think they're not gonna fall off. It's just
DeMarcus still.
I think the Lakers are gonna make a good run, and the Spurs just aren't the same Spurs. So I think Lakers might beat them by a game, a game or 2, because they're only 4 games behind the Spurs. So if the Lakers, like you said, if they start off this run and go 4-1 the next 5 games, like that might get them 2 games behind the Spurs. You know what I'm saying? Depending on how they play, but. For all
Lakers
you,
need to stay healthy too.
yeah, that's the number one. People don't realize they were the 4th seed before injuries.
This is true,
Somebody's mad.
bro. You about to have an aneurysm.
Yeah, they were.
Calm
They
down.
were. Yeah, Alex, be cool, man.
Alex, I think you should stop wearing green on Thursday.
He about to turn into a Hulk. We gotta be make sure we
Whatever
good.
you do not
Yeah.
grab the tiki torch.
Gotta make sure.
You ever seen a red Jewish
He
guy?
said, "Do not grab the tiki torch." That's
He's so
insane.
angry right now.
Hey, so Alex, man, chime in on this. Are the Lakers making the playoffs?
You can say no. You could say no because I know you
He
believe.
said no with his ass.
Bruh.
He said no with his ass.
I said this yesterday on the show.
Yeah.
I said that the Lakers and the Kings are going for a tiebreaker at 8, and it's a toss-up between them.
He's
You're
out
a
of his
hater.
mind. Yeah, he's out of his mind. He's so mad
He's
about
worried
this
about the
Boston
Celtics
game.
making the playoffs right
Yeah,
now.
he's so mad about this Boston game that he just
He has his own
told us the
out.
most nonsense you can give us about the Lakers. So
Bro,
we all
you-
agree.
You think you're going to talk the Lakers into the playoff?
I'm not
going
going to talk them. LeBron and his,
The Lakers have
gonna
the
get those
9th
guys.
toughest
LeBron
schedule
said-
down the stretch.
LeBron has literally
You have
said,
the best player. In,
quote,
Can I tell people?
he's
can I
activated.
Mike,
go
tell
ahead.
us. Mike,
Can I-
preach to us, Mike.
Can I tell you guys something that you guys are forgetting?
Let us hear it.
NBA is so predictable.
Oh,
They're not gonna let LeBron. miss
he
the
sound like
playoffs.
Stephen A. right there.
Yeah,
Do you really
it's the
understand
narrative. The
this right
biggest
now?
market, the
Like,
biggest
this is
player.
true.
They're not going to let LeBron miss
Like
the playoffs.
that's
So you're
the whole
welcome.
thing. Like,
You
they're
guys are
sitting there,
lucky that you
Hey,
have
hey,
LeBron on
that's
that
the
level.
one thing
All
to
right,
say.
whatever,
We have the
I'll
toughest
take it.
one of the toughest schedules. And
Yeah.
he's in the West, so he shouldn't be able to make it. My nigga,
MVP.
please.
MVP.
He's gonna get those towards the end of the season on the run that we're gonna make, and
Yeah.
it's only it's inevitable. Like you can't stop this.
LeBron gonna average a triple double.
And it's like I'm not even saying this as
He's
being
already
a
averaging
Lakers
a
fan.
triple double. Like that's.
And I'm
crazy
like I'm not
since he's
saying
been
this
back.
as being a Lakers fan. I'm
Yeah.
saying this as like being an NBA like advocate. Like bro,
It's not.
Yeah, they not
that's
gonna
like
keep LeBron
that's like well
out.
Golden State Golden State wasn't gonna win it back to back.
Yeah.
Bruh, they was like, oh, what's the name gonna take it? Nobody's gonna beat them in
Yeah.
the last 2 years. We knew.
Last shot on Kyrie.
Hey, so
What's
this
happening?
game-winning shot, Kyrie he gets the ball, he makes a move, he's not passing it, he misses.
What was that,
was
bro?
ignorant. He
That-
thought he was going for the foul.
That shot was
He wanted
I'm ready
the
for
foul.
New York. That
You
was
don't
just I'm
go
ready
for
for
a
New York
foul on a
shot.
game winner.
Yeah, you don't
know
call
that.
you don't call foul on
Now,
that.
Veterans
say.
don't go for fouls on game
KD
winners.
said he won't come. So Giannis, what you saying?
Yeah, He like, hey, you trying to let me come play with y'all?
KD snitched
But,
on me.
hey,
we
so
gotta come.
so we all agree that Lakers will be in the playoffs.
yes.
Yes. All right. So do you guys have which players you think going to finish the season really strong and make a run to help his team like win more games and
Pulling
Besides
burrito out of his
LeBron
pocket over
right
here in
now.
the back.
besides who? Because I
Where
think
the hell did you
Bro,
hide that
is that
damn
a pocket
burrito?
sandwich?
I'm
You've
sorry,
been here
you
for
guys.
like an hour and a half. and you have
Just a
burrito?
shout out, touchdowns and tangents.
Yeah.
Coming up next at 8 o'clock.
And
Yeah.
that shit is warm.
We got the birthday boy,
Is that like
Kenny
a-
Ozo Grande in the building.
Is that like a
Hey.
5-hour-old burrito? That's
you
been
know the
sitting in
man.
No. It's warm. It's warm
Tell-
right now.
Tell
He
him,
just
bro.
put-
Between
he
your
just pulled a
cheeks the
burrito
entire
out of
time,
his
keeping
pocket.
it warm.
Did nobody see it? I don't know where it came from.
He pulled it out.
Hey,
of
he
his
pulled that shit out like
pants.
Cheeseburger Eddie.
Bruh, I just heard, I heard paper ruffling in the back and a burrito appeared. That's all I know.
It's a breakfast burrito, guys.
It's breakfast burrito. Mind you, it
even
is
older than
7:30
5
p.m.
Yeah.
You got to eat old ass bacon.
It
Where
is
have you been hiding this
7
Time out.
burrito?
Stall my man's out. You can buy a breakfast
There
burrito
was no
from
bag like
anywhere.
5 minutes ago.
Time out. Y'all got to stall him out.
He got a-
I love
It's not
breakfast
that-
burrito. You can buy
there was
those
a
any
bag.
time of the
There
day.
24 hours
wasn't
a
a bag
day.
5 minutes
24
ago.
hours.
Y'all playing.
I'm just letting y'all know.
If I go to
Shout out Touchdowns
Fabulous
and
right
Tangents.
now, shout out to Hawthorne.
Touchdowns
I used to
and
live out there.
Tangents.
Facts.
Yeah, look.
Touchdowns and tangents.
But is he a
They got the
Rams fan?
burritos on deck.
Yeah, they got the
I'm a
burritos.
Rams
They
fan.
got the pocket
That's
burritos on
anything
deck.
besides my
Pocket
Rams fan?
burritos.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Rams
Do
Especially-
you have any like other hidden
Are
food
in the
in your
building.
pockets?
We made
Man,
it.
run it.
We
You
made
got like
shit.
popcorn on the inside pocket of your jacket.
Hey, Kenny, you'll be the best if you
I
pull
do
out
that shit, too.
Hey,
I
Kenny,
can't hate.
Kenny, you'll be the best if you pull out a Courtside Radio chicken bucket that you
Ooh.
can pull out of your backpack.
Good
and
news
tell-
radio
you better
chicken.
tell them about the place I took you to last
thing?
night.
No, the place is
Best
fire.
Where you go?
chicken in L.A.
I can't remember the
Ain't no
name.
such
but
thing as
Honey's
Culver
Kettle
City.
Fried Chicken right down the street.
You
they
ain't never.
fire.
Hold on.
You
Hey,
ain't never
hey.
been.
I know he ain't never
What?
had
I took this man
mom's
for-
chicken.
Bro, I've been
there-
going there since high school.
I
the
know.
fuck are you
I've been
talking
doing that.
about,
and he's
bro?
never been. I don't
No,
get
the
it.
chicken spot. The chicken spot we went
They
to.
used to be in Compton. They was
Oh, you heard of
It's
them?
fire.
Honey Kettle, bro. I used to eat that every day.
Really? I
So
never heard of
dope,
it.
right?
Shout out, cause they done fed me for a long time.
Man.
That's like the go-to if I want chicken right now.
That's the go-to if I want to clear out my
But
body.
you got to
too.
get strips,
Oh.
Yeah, that's
You
like
get
This
extra
morning was
honey
like war.
with the
an
fry.
extra biscuit,
Yeah.
and
Literally
then
my exact
they got
meal.
the blueberry pancakes on deck. Them,
My
they fire.
exact meal with the
Damn.
extra biscuit.
Huh? Who?
He
No, I ain't. I gotta take Alex a pie. Hey, we
I
gonna do a
love
video.
Popeyes.
Oh, you ate Popeyes before,
Bro,
Man,
I might
I
be
eat.
white, but like I still like Popeyes. Like what type of shit is this?
Popeyes is universal.
Right.
Honey Kettle is the hustle that the black man
What?
put in Culver City
Honey Kettle Fried Chicken is the best chicken I've
in
had.
the world,
Hey,
bro.
Okay,
It's like
second
it's
person
like
to say it.
It's like exquisite golden bird.
All I know is Popeyes, bro.
But I still
Hey,
fry the
what
best
about-
chicken in the world. So just know
Bruh,
that.
shout out to Indy's Chicken in Lexington,
Hey,
Kentucky.
I'm
That's
I was
the
gonna say
shit,
shout
too.
out
Hey,
Hella,
you-
what's
yeah, you
called
been
Hattie
to
B's.
Kentucky. Yeah, you was
Hattie-
down there.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
why do
say
you think
shout
I
out,
know
hey,
good chicken?
shout out Hattie B's hot chicken.
Hey, I'm gonna go
Hey,
to New
put on the
Orleans
Lakers
just to
game,
get the
please.
New Orleans Popeyes.
All right,
chicken.
back to the league.
Food.
Yeah,
Work
back to the
ass
league. We
shit.
get,
So
hey,
you were saying
we get distracted easily. No, is there one player that you think that's going to make like a great push? Because I honestly think that Paul George is going to make a huge push.
I just think he stays consistent.
I'm about to say
and
he's
I
gonna be
wanted
what
to
he
go
is.
Paul George, but I think LeBron's push for the playoffs is going to be.
Yeah.
I'm taking an easy route on this because people about to be like amazed at the fact that somebody at his age with
I'm
the
re-
injury that he had.
Yeah.
is
Let's
gonna
go
do what
Lakers
he's about
tonight.
to-
Let's
So
go
you got
Lakers
LeBron.
tonight.
You want that tonight?
Yeah, dude, I love the feud between Rondo and Chris Paul.
Yeah.
Rondo was the best
Oh,
point
you a
guard
Rondo
for
fan, so you
3
rooting a
years
little
when
bit.
everyone said Chris Paul was the best point guard in the league. From 2010 to 2013,
He took that
Rondo
personal.
was the best point guard in the league, and everyone's like, no, it was Chris Paul. Chris Paul's not a pure point guard. Rondo literally
Wait,
was
hold on,
a
wait a
team.
minute.
What are you talking
Chris
about?
Paul is a scoring
Cut his
point
mic,
guard.
cut his mic.
What? No.
Not a pure
Cut his
point guard?
mic. Cut his mic.
What the
No
You
way.
know he be on them drugs.
Hey, Rob. Hey,
Man.
hey,
that special
hey,
juice.
If you watch, if
It's
you,
all that damn fried chicken.
if you listen to
He
Rob
late night
Parker,
breakfast burrito.
hey, Rob Parker always say, "No way, no how."
That's right.
No way, Rondo is ever better than Chris Paul. We
Ever.
cut his mic for a reason because it was nonsense, and he has to think about this. He's on timeout.
You got
He's
to
on
think
timeout.
about this. Rondo's
Chris
going to
Paul
go
on
to the
that
Hall of Fame.
Chris
off
Paul on that
winning
Boston
championships.
Celtics
Yeah,
team,
they
they
win-
never lose.
yeah, they
Paul's
win
gonna
it
go
2 or
off
3.
the Hall
They
of
would've
Fame
won.
without a championship.
They would have
No,
won
you have
4
to think about
straight.
this.
Yeah,
You got to think about it.
They would have never got rid of that team.
yeah, they would still be
44,
playing.
11, and 9 against Miami,
I
and
get
was
that.
the reason why the Celtics still continued strong from after.
But you're not understanding
2010.
what I'm saying. Rondo's going to make it to the Hall for getting championships with the Celtics.
No, he got
Chris
one.
Paul-
He got one.
I know. But
He
I'm
might
saying,
not go
like,
to the Hall. Just
No,
to
I'm
be
saying
real.
like for them making it, they had they got to the Eastern Conference.
But he
know,
might,
and
to
then
be
made
honest,
it
he
to the
might
actual
not make it
finals.
to the Hall because after
Why
the
not?
after the Celtics, he wasn't
Rondo?
a consistent starter for teams. He went to
That
the
don't mean
Rockets.
shit,
He went to
bro.
Dallas. His career, they didn't really play him.
Then he went to the Kings and he had a resurgent year. Then he went to the Pelicans.
It's a
and
lot
that-
of journeymen
No,
that
he
make
went
it
to
to
the
the league,
Bulls.
though.
It was kind of
Alex, did
He
you
went to
really
the
say when
Pelicans.
he went to the Kings?
was
Nobody
a
watched their
resurgent
goddamn
year.
games when he was on the Kings. I didn't even know he was on the Kings. I know all about basketball.
Damn.
You ain't a true basketball fan.
No, I
man,
am,
bud.
but no, that showed that
fuck?
we don't care about the Kings.
Well, Rondo,
Unless they got Mike Bibby and Chris
Rondo
Weber
was
coming
there.
out.
Focus
White
on
chocolate.
Detroit.
Don't forget
Man,
about white chocolate.
don't nobody when he played for the Kings,
Nigga,
I
it
didn't know.
wasn't-
And even when he played for the Pelicans, he had a good. With Chicago, he had a good run.
He was
but
okay.
In
in
the
the
Pelicans,
playoffs,
that was the
he's
reason
not a Hall
why
of
that
Famer.
team
He
went
was
to the second
aight.
round.
he's not a Hall of Famer. Alex, he would tell you he's not a Hall of Famer because he knows
is
the
a
deal.
Hall of Famer.
If Chris
And
Paul
he's
would,
a Hall of Famer in my heart.
Chris
Oh,
Paul
man.
is a Hall of Famer.
you clearly have a dark
putting
heart.
in work.
Who's a Hall of Famer?
He's clearly dark hearted.
Who's not a Hall of Famer?
Rajon Rondo.
No, he's a Hall of Famer.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
Boy.
I give him a because
Bro.
Wait,
Dude,
this is that
T-Mac
moment.
is a Hall of Famer. Rondo's
T-Mac's
getting in.
definitely a Hall of Famer.
Man, T-Mac was he left the league in scoring like 3 times, bro. It's a
And
difference.
he ain't won shit.
It
Right.
ain't about just
Rondo's
winning.
a Hall of
Hey,
Famer.
he
You know
the-
why?
Right,
He's
it's
gonna
easy
win
to get-
2 with the Lakers.
His
Right.
impact
It's
on
all
the
game,
league,
bro.
his career numbers aren't
Yeah,
going to
he
be amazing. Hey, y'all about to have me really
God.
arguing with y'all because I can't believe that
Oh
y'all
my
talking about this
God.
guy being a Hall of Famer.
Highlights.
But
Shots
he
fired.
is.
Shots fired.
Bro, Stephon Marbury may not make the Hall of Fame.
Stephon's
He has
gonna-
more All-Star
No, 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 no,
games
no, no,
and
no.
all
wait,
that.
No. Stephon's gonna make the Hall of Fame because he's a world player.
Yeah, and it's not the NBA
It's
Hall
not
of Fame, it's the
I know.
basketball.
But Rondo
Naismith
had played
basketball.
one. He wasn't a great player at Kentucky. He was a solid one, and he was never a team's best player. Or he was never.
Did you not watch the 2011 through 2013
Oh,
Celtics?
shut up!
Like he was the best player.
Bro, nobody cared about that team, dog. Like his career, bro.
Listen.
But his career, I'm talking about a successful team that people talk about.
Bro, who went to the Eastern Conference Finals for 2 years in a row after getting
So
knocked out in the
Boston-
first
It doesn't
Celtics.
matter.
Yeah.
Who wins.
It doesn't matter.
Do
It does matter.
Do we talk about? Hey, remember when the Lakers made the Western Conference? No, we talk about they won all the championships.
Correction, you do actually talk about that a
three-peat.
lot of times. You
No,
talked
we
about
say we got
you
a
talked about
three-peat.
them going to the Western Conference Finals last night. We were
Yeah.
at Honey's
Have
Kettle
a
Fried
three-peat.
Chicken.
Right before we went to the championship and
Hey,
won
yeah,
it.
that
won it
burrito
the
over
next
there
year.
smell
Here.
good though.
You can
Hey,
lick, you can
11
lick,
championships in 1900.
Bruce, you can lick my
here.
butthole.
Hey, wow,
I don't do that.
That's
Disgusting.
insane. Hey, but he's a 4-time All-Star.
That got everyone quiet real
He's
quick.
he's a 4-time
You
All-Star.
not
But
realize what you said?
bro, hey,
Kevin
his
Gates.
career numbers
Whoa.
is 10 points, 5 rebounds,
Kevin
8
Gates.
assists. That is not a Hall of Fame
Yeah, he
player.
ain't gonna.
Yeah, come on, man.
Rondo?
Yeah,
No. He will go if he
He-
stays to the
he-
Lakers and we win another ring
He
or
will
two.
go.
nah, I don't. Even
Rondo's gonna go.
if we do, I don't think so.
You know what? You
He's
know what?
a great
If
point
Melo
guard.
get
Maybe
in the
when
damn
he's a
Hall of
coach.
Fame, then Rondo going.
Bro,
No,
Melo-
no,
That's a
you
fact.
know what?
That's
You know
a
what?
fact.
You know
No.
what? Real shit. Real shit.
Y'all, are y'all really
You heard me in the
Wait,
corner.
No,
Mark,
real talk.
Are
I
you
say it
really?
loud for the people in the back.
Are you really comparing
Shout out to
Carmelo
the dog pound over here for
to
talking facts.
Rajon Rondo? Like, come on, man.
Yes.
He's not. He's
and
never,
one of them has a title, and the other one don't.
But that's one title. Robert
sometimes all it takes.
Robert Horry has 7. Is he going to the Hall of Fame?
We ain't
Yes,
act- we-
yes, he is.
No, he's not.
He'll
Yes,
get
he
in right
is.
before
Big
he
Shot
dies.
Rob. You don't not. Big Shot Rob. How many people have a name like that?
A lot of
Big
people.
Shot Rob. That's one dude.
I know a homie on the block named Big Shot Bob, and he ain't going to the Hall of Fame. So Big Shot Rob ain't going to the Hall of
Stop
Fame.
snitching. No snitching.
I think Robert
It ain't
Horry
snitch,
gets in
that's
the
his-
Hall of
that's
Fame.
his nickname,
He'll
bro.
get in later in life.
Why is
Yeah,
that
he's
his
gonna
nickname?
go like 3 times.
Why is that his nickname?
Because he take big shots, bro. But
And makes him.
yeah. Blocker. But no, bro. Robert Horry and Rajon Rondo will not be Hall of Famers. I'm telling you that now. You know,
Dude, damn it! Anybody else is starting the league gets in the Hall of Fame at this point.
no, but you can't.
Honestly, yes. That's what I was gonna say. Like,
See?
everybody gets in.
But start like.
There's
start-
not
So why is T-Mac in the Hall of Fame?
Because
Dwight Howard-
T-Mac
does
at
Dwight
one
Howard
point was
make
a
the Hall
top
of Fame?
5 player in the league.
Does
Rajon
Dwight
Rondo.
Rondo was a top 5 point
Does
guard.
Dwight Howard make the Hall of Fame?
Carmelo
Point
was
guard.
a top 5 player.
Yeah, in the league. That's why he's going to be a Hall of Fame. At one point,
Answer this.
Melo
Does
was,
Dwight Howard make the Hall of Fame?
Hell
Yes.
no.
Yes,
Why?
he makes the Hall of Fame because he's like
because he won defensive.
he's
player
one
of
of
the
the
year.
he's one of the greatest defensive players.
You see
Yeah.
the door right there? You see that door right there? The exit's that way.
Bro, he's going to make
Nah,
it.
but he's right. He's
He
gonna
won
go.
3 straight.
I wouldn't
defensive
put him.
players.
He'll get
Yeah,
it because-
3
he'll get it
straight.
because
That's
of that.
that.
That's
Because of
never-
that.
Because
And then
of
he
that.
lead the
That's
league
why
in
I'm like,
blocks,
that
Hell,
kinda-
blocks and
Well,
rebounds.
shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
like,
Ben
yeah.
Wallace is up for the Hall of Fame this year. He won
Yeah.
this shit
He
4
deserves
times.
it. No,
Ben
he deserves
Wallace
it. Ben
used to-
Wallace deserves it.
Yeah, Ben
That was my
Wallace.
favorite
So
power forward for a
defense
while.
can
Why
get you in.
Rondo don't get in?
Because Rondo
Rondo's a
And he
was
led the league in assists.
he
like,
was
what,
Let's talk
never
about our
3
player
years
like
in a
that.
row.
Wait till he
3
leaves.
years in a
Wait till he
row.
leaves.
Juan
He'll get it
Ring
for
led the league in assists 3 years in a row.
And he got a chip.
no, yeah. But tell me this.
Oh yeah. you're
But
right.
tell me this. Michael Cooper has 5 rings. Defensive Player of the Year, one of the top 10, top 15.
Shout
Did
out.
he
greatest
get to the Hall
defen-
of Fame?
No.
You're right.
So that's why Rondo
And I
won't
know
make
Coop.
it. Yeah, Coop was a
Next
big.
time I see him, I can't even say nothing to him.
And the cold part,
Hey,
I
he-
would give you
he was-
buckets.
I
I don't
know.
know why you compare me.
He
to
like
him.
a real LA dude. Too. He stay in the hood.
Does-
Like,
hey, does-
I passed
hey,
by
remember I
his crib
said-
Does
on the
Al
way here.
Harrington make the
Shout out
Hall
to
of
Coop.
Fame?
Al Harrington.
Does he make the Hall of Fame?
No, bro.
Hold on.
Al Harrington. Does he make the Hall of Fame?
Nah,
What the-
bro.
What's up,
John-
Keith?
Wait, time out, boss.
Hold up, the
That's what I'm
boss
saying.
man.
Boss.
Wait, is John Sally in the Hall of Fame?
No.
No, bro.
Man.
John Sally would.
Okay,
No,
so-
he'd
'cause he
never
got-
make the Hall of
Hey, is
Fame.
that burrito in the Hall of Fame over there?
Don't listen to
It is
don't
in the Hall
listen to
of
the
Fame.
Raiders fan. Don't listen
Good
to the
news
Raiders
Hall of
fan.
Fame burrito. Hey, just make
Hey, we got
next time bring me that joint.
Hey, shout out to Fat Boy SSE in the building over here. In the corner.
Got them
Damn.
breakfast burritos.
bro was a savage.
Bro, I'll get nude if you throw
Hey.
money at me. I'll take that shit all
Oh
day.
man.
Man, Alex, bro.
Hey, we might. Hey, next week if Alex isn't here, we might be looking for a replacement guy.
Yeah.
So we just.
I know a guy named Danny that's
Mark
looking to
gonna
get
have
on the
2
show.
jobs.
Yeah, Mark gonna be on 2 shows.
What up? Bring it on.
Like the Jeffersons moving on up,
Yeah.
baby. But hey, we got a little distracted. We'll make sure that we ready for y'all. But before we go, we gotta do our Throwback Thursday Player of the Week. Play the song, Bruce.
Oh, okay. Oh, no,
so
we don't
so
have
much
it.
work
It's
going
not
into
on
this
here.
reading.
Oh, it's on here. It's on here. It's on here.
No.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
I just went back to it.
So yeah, so our Throwback Thursday Player of the Week. If you're new to listening to the show, we just give you a player, flashback player. Can be from the 2000s, 90s, 80s, 70s. We don't try to go too far back, but we just want to give you a player that you can, maybe if you don't know about him, you can look up that player's name, stats, highlights, and see what you think about him. But it's somebody that we clearly respect and think that was nice. And today's Throwback Thursday Player of the Week, we just came from the All-Star Weekend, and this guy was an All-Star Weekend big time name, Jason Richardson.
Mr. Steal Girl.
Jay Rich, baby.
He was
Mr. Steal
he was drafted 2001.
Chill, bro. That's not even- that's-
Yeah,
why
we
you
can't
gotta
talk
go
about that, man. We
there?
gotta
You
keep it
gotta
on
go
low.
there. I mean,
He was
when it comes
drafted.
to you can break it.
Yeah,
That's cold.
Michigan State. He was a first round pick, 5th overall to Golden State. So for all you Warriors fans that say you're Warriors fans, I hope you know this name.
Number 23.
Career averages are better than Rondo's. Is he going to the Hall of Fame? No.
No.
17 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists.
How many rings does he have?
Ori has 7. He's not going to the Hall of Fame.
Or he going to
Michael Cooper has 5. He's not going to the Hall of Fame. So that's how
We know that.
that's how it works.
Coop had another reason why he's not.
Hey,
going.
so his best year, he averaged 23 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal
Which team?
for Golden State.
Ah.
Yeah, when he was with Golden State. So we remember him because
Coop could still make it. He won 2 WNBA championships
As a coach?
as a coach for the Sparks.
Sparks.
They might be-
Break it up.
but no,
this is how we
Sorry.
feel about the WNBA.
So G-
Next,
so G-
no, bro, don't disrespect.
no, I know,
the
yeah.
lady.
Gino's
Hey, we
making
all
it
love
hands
women.
down
We
if he did
we
Jay
love to watch you guys
Richardson,
hoop. You guys are
Hey,
really
to
skilled.
anyone that's a legitimate Golden State Warrior fan, please shout out the teams that Jason Richardson was on and some of the other guys that were
And
actually on
ugly
this
ass
team.
Yeah.
No one in
When
this
they played
room.
for the Charlotte. Oh, never mind.
Beedridge. Andreas Biedrins, yep.
Yeah, but
Hey, but Jay
O'Donnell Foyle.
Yeah, Jay Rich. Hey, he was like he brought excitement. Like this dunk contest was kind of a dub, but every time he was in it, it was a hell of a show because he was like the mixture of Dominique, probably with
he's like Baby Vince.
He was.
Yeah.
He's like
low-key.
Vince Light because
Off the bounce.
he was
Reverse
very
between the
effective
legs.
on the court. Like he
Yeah, he
scored,
could
he was
play.
really good. Like
Yeah,
Vince,
added
he was
that
balling.
three-point
Vince
shot.
Vince wasn't just a dunker. Like he was gonna give you a dub.
yeah.
Dude,
and that's how
same
Jay
with Jay
Rich.
Rich.
Yeah, Jay Rich.
One of Jay Rich's best series, honestly, for me, was watching him with Phoenix hitting those back-to-back threes.
Yeah.
To push them into overtime. Man,
Yeah,
I think it was
yeah,
against the Spurs. And that was the series I think Goran Dragic came alive out of
Yeah,
nowhere
yeah.
and had like 26.
Yeah.
Like no one freaking knew who
Like,
Goran
who is this
Dragic
dude?
was, and then we're just like, what the hell is this dude doing?
Is he
Yeah.
still shooting 40-footers?
But yeah,
Dragic?
so Jason Richardson.
Probably.
Hey Mike, we got anything to say about Jay Rich? To me, he reminded me of Dominique Wilkins how he dunked because he's a 2-foot jumper.
Type of nigga
That's
you
what I
ask
said.
me
Like I
to
give
say
you.
that.
I know. I just wanted to throw it out. What's up, Mike? Mike is sick, man.
No. My boy
I'm just
Mark. I
laughing.
want Mark to give us the detail
That's
on
true.
Jay
It was
Rich.
just funny.
Oh, I already said the damn joke, man.
No, we can't talk about no man.
Nah,
doing
well,
that.
I
Alright,
missed
say-
it. No, go ahead.
I'll tell you off.
After this,
They need
Tristan
another
Thompson
scandal,
stuff,
bruh.
All right, I'll tell you that Jay Rich
Yeah,
was,
for the people in the back.
oh, he was one of the he's gonna go down like I'm not gonna say just top 10. He's gonna go. He can go top 5 creativity, but actual 2-foot and 1-foot bounce.
Oh, with his dunks.
Yeah, he ain't going to the hall. He ain't going to the
Oh
hall.
yeah,
at
not
all.
close.
No, he go to slam dunk.
He's
all
a
the
top
time,
10
so.
dunker. of
That's
all
what I'm
time.
saying. Like dunker,
Dude,
like dunk wise.
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
He's
One
a-
of the best dunkers.
That's what
from
I'm saying.
the
Like top 5.
2000s.
And a
Creativity.
great in-game dunker too.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
top
Most
10.
definitely.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Not everyone is a great dunk contest.
Chris Paul might make
a
dunker
run.
or in-game dunker.
make a
He
run
was
second half of the season.
both.
Because
Yeah.
he
Both.
Yeah.
ambidextrous.
Hey,
Even
only
with his
thing
feet.
that was funny was when he tried to do the 360 and LeBron blocked him. Y'all
Oh,
remember
that shit was
Yep.
legit.
But that was stupid. He slowed down and
That
all
was legit.
Yeah.
I remember that one.
But yeah, so our Throwback Thursday player of the week is
Like that.
Jason Richardson, Michigan State guy.
Yeah.
Oh, can we also
Go blue.
start a campaign? Because I saw Rachel Nichols talk about this. Can we all campaign to get Vince Carter in the dunk next year? That man can still dunk.
Nah,
No.
bro.
And I want
I'm
to see
cool.
it.
We don't want to see that. Next year, we want to
Zion.
see Zion,
Isn't it
Zion,
everybody-
Giannis.
Diallo,
Aaron
Levine.
Gordon.
Diallo.
No,
Aaron
hell no.
Gordon.
You guys are
Aaron-
missing it.
Nah, that was
Donovan
one
Mitchell,
more.
Giannis Antetokounmpo,
yeah.
Zion.
I don't think Giannis is
Giannis
a
don't
slam
need to
dunk
be in the
Giannis said he
dunk
would.
contest.
I know,
Giannis
but
said
I don't
he
think
He's
he's a
already
slam
been the
dunk
dunk
I want
contest.
DJ
contest.
Stevens.
He'll
He's
win
so-
it now.
Nah, he's
I want
sucking.
DJ Stevens. Nigga, fuck y'all.
Oh, Steven.
I want
said-
DJ
Hey,
Stevens.
stupid bounce.
No Vince Carter.
Shout out to Jeremy Evans, the 2012 worst dunk contest I've ever seen. Chase
Well, no, he
Buttinger,
doesn't
Jeremy
get a shout
Evans,
out.
Paul
Give him
George.
shine.
Oh, he'll get no. He don't get no more
Don't
love.
get no
Like,
shit.
who
hey,
the hell let
so
Chase
Throwback
Buttinger
Thursday-
into a dunk contest?
Yeah,
like,
that was
you're a
insane.
volleyball player.
No, bro had a
Sport.
42-inch vert though.
Yeah,
He
doesn't
had
mean
bounce.
crap.
Yeah, you gotta have a little highlight. You gotta be able to do different stuff with your body in the air.
What about Donovan
Should've
Mitchell
shot.
making a comeback forward?
I can
Donovan
see it.
and
He's a
Giannis,
good name to have.
both of them said that they were down. Giannis and Donovan.
But why not
like, hell
have
yeah.
RJ,
Giannis too damn.
RJ, Zion, Diallo, and you could throw in somebody.
I can't remember what RJ did in McDonald's All American.
He wasn't bad.
I can't.
Yeah,
Who was it that
Zion,
during that
let's
dunk
give it.
contest they just did the jelly? Who was it?
Dude,
Oh, the
man.
light skinned cat?
I don't
Yeah.
know who that was.
I remember that. I think he was
You
like,
know who I'm talking about. I don't. He was one of the
Light skin cat was
Let's
Drake.
go, Kyle.
Drake did it.
Goose.
boy,
Hey, but we
Bang!
try and watch this
All right,
Laker
y'all.
game.
We gotta
and
get
up
out of
outta
here, guys.
we love y'all. Go ahead.
We appreciate
That's a
y'all,
game.
man.
Hey, so make sure you guys check in next week. Courtside Radio. We're gonna be back at you.
it's
Start
gonna
at
be
5.
live.
Good News Radio
Lakers
app.
gonna be
Check
4-0.
us out.
Yeah, good. Hey, Good News Radio app. Good News website.
Shout out Mr. Good News in the building.
in the building. So, hey, we are out of here. Courtside Radio. Thank you guys for tuning in. Peace.